We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. Yudhishthir Maharaj is asking Arjuna why you are so pale and morose. What happened? We heard, have you contacted a woman of impeachable character, or have you not properly treated a deserving woman, or have you been defeated on the way by someone who is inferior or equal to you? Api svit parya bhunkthas tvam sambodhyam vrida balakan jugupsitam karma kinchit kritavan nayat akshamam. Have you not taken care of old men and boys who deserve to dine with you? Have you left them and taken your meals alone? Have you committed some unpardonable mistake which is considered to be abominable? Here Sai Maharaj is commenting. It is the duty of a householder to feed first all the children, the old members of the family, the brahmanas and the invalids. Besides that, an ideal householder is required to call for any unknown hungry man to come and dine before he himself goes to take his meals. He is required to call for such a hungry man thrice on the road. The neglect of this prescribed duty of a householder, especially in the matter of the old men and children, is unpardonable. Kachit preshta ta me nata hridayanatma bandhuna shunyosmi rahito nityam manyasate nyatha na ruk. Or is it that you are feeling empty for all the time because you might have lost your most intimate friend, Lord Krishna? O my brother Arjuna, I can think of no other reason for your becoming so dejected. This is the end of this chapter. Next chapter, 15. The Pandavas retire timely. Suta Uvach. Evam Krishna Sakha Krishna Bratra Ragya Vikalpitaha Nana Shankaspadam Rupam Krishna Vishlesha Karshitaha. Suta Goswami said, Arjuna, the celebrated friend of Lord Krishna, was grief-stricken because of his strong feeling of separation from Krishna over and above all Maharaja's Yudhishthira's speculative inquiries. Shokena Shushya-dvadana Hrit Sarojo Hata Prabha Vibhum Tam Evanusmaram Nashaknot Pratibhashitum. Due to grief, Arjuna's mouth and lotus-like heart had dried up. Therefore, his body lost all luster. Now, remembering the Supreme Lord, he could hardly utter a word in reply. Krichrena samstabhya shucha panina mrijya netrayoh parokshena samunada pranayaut katara. With great difficulty, he checked the tears of grief that smeared his eyes. He was very distressed because Lord Krishna was out of his sight and he increasingly felt affection for him. Sakyam Maitrim Sohridam Cha Saratyadishu Samsmaran Nripam Agrajam Iti Aha Bashpa Gadgadaya Gira. remembering Lord Krishna and his well wishes, benefactions, intimate familial relations, and his chariot driving, Arjuna, overwhelmed and breathing very heavily, began to speak. Arjuna Uvach. Vanchito ham Maharajo, Harina Bandhurupina, Yena me pahritam tejo, Deva Vismapanam Mahat. Arjuna said, O King, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, who treated me exactly like an intimate friend, has left me alone. Thus, my astounding power, which astonished even the demigods, is no longer with me. Our Gurudev explained, someone asked him that after the disappearance of some Acharya, when he was here, his disciples, they were very energetic and very enthusiastic and working, and so much they were doing, but after disappearance, that was gone. Someone asked Gurudev, then Gurudev said, they are still doing, but according to their present capacity. But before, it was by the strength of that Acharya, and when he withdraws that power, then they lose. Even many of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur disciples, they noticed this and they spoke about it. But if someone then submits sincerely after understanding this fact, then he can again get that strength, because Guru is eternal. But we need to understand this point. It is by his grace. So in that connection, Gurudev told also that before Arjuna could fight so much, but then, that is in Mahabharata maybe, some place gopis were arrested by some robbers and Arjuna could not save them. Even he could not lift his own bow, Gandiva, because it was the desire of Krishna for disappearance, and those robbers were empowered, or those robbers were Krishna. So Arjuna could not even lift bow. So everything depends on him. Without his grace, no one can do anything. One time in America, one boy, during the public Harikatha of Srila Sai Maharaj, he stood up in between and said, Swamiji, I don't believe in God. Then Srila Sai Maharaj told, who has given you the power to say, I don't believe in God? If that power is withdrawn from you, then even this you cannot say, I don't believe in God. God is giving power to everyone for working for, and he's giving results, and we are all dependent on him. Like that also, Sarup Shakti is bhakti. So without connection, without the grace of Sarup Shakti, internal potency of Krishna, we cannot have devotion independently. By that grace, it will awaken in us. It will be enhanced. Otherwise, it is impossible. So when Acharya leaves, then if you don't surrender, then you will lose that enthusiasm. Because before that enthusiasm was because of his presence. He is holding and he is utilizing others in the service of Krishna, so everything is going smooth. But after, you have to realize this point and surrender. Also, they asked our Srila Bharati Maharaj, Why it is so difficult? Before we were doing all these services so easily, publishing so many things, but after the disappearance, then it is very difficult. Then Bharat Maharaj said, yes. Why? To realize the manifest presence of pure devotee, and when he is gone from manifest, to realize this fact. So our Gurudev told, according to submission to pure devotee, when he disappears, according to disciples' submission, that much he will get that strength. So here also Arjuna is finding this. Yasya kshana viyogena loko hyapriya darshana ukthena rahito hyesha mritaka prochate yatha. I have just lost him, whose separation for a moment would render all the universes unfavorable and void, like bodies without life, no use. Yat samshrayat drupada geham upagatanam Ragyam Swayamvara Mukhe Smara Durmadanam Tejo Hritam Kalu Mayabi Hataschamatsya Sajikritena Dano Shadgi Dano Shadhi Gata Cha Krishna. Only by his merciful strength was I able to vanquish all the lusty princes assembled at the palace of King Drupada for the selection of the bridegroom. With my bow and arrow, I could pierce the fish target in the eye he shot, and thereby gain the hand of Draupadi. Yat sanido aham u kandavam agnayedam indram cha samara gunam ganam tarasa vijitya labda sabha maya kritadbhuta shilpa maya digbyoharan nripatayo balim advare te. Because he was near me, it was possible for me to conquer with great dexterity the powerful king of heaven, Indradev, along with his demigod associates, and thus enable the fire god to devastate the Kandava forest. And only by his grace was the demon named Maya saved from the blazing Kandava forest, and thus we could build our assembly house of wonderful architectural workmanship, where all the princes assembled during the performance of Rajasuya Yagya and paid you tributes. Yudhishthir Maharaj did that, Rajasuya Yagya. Yat teja sanripa shirom grim ahan makhartham aryo nujas tava gajayuta sattva virya tenahritah pramatanata makhaya bhupa yan mochitastat anayam balim advarete. Your respectable younger brother, who possessed the strength of 10,000 elephants, killed by his grace Jarasandha, whose feet were worshipped by many kings, that is Bhima. These kings had been brought for sacrifice in Jarasandha's Mahabhairava Yagya, but they were thus released. Later, they paid tribute to your majesty. Because Krishna told him how he should kill him. They were fighting in 10th canto, this will come. They were fighting but could not win. Then Krishna gave him hints about Jarasandha's being joined together as an infant, and thus Bhima dissected him again and so killed him. This will come in 10th canto. Patnyas tavadhimakha klipta mahabhisheka shlaghishta charu kabaram kitavai sabhayam sprishtam vikirya padayo patitashru mukya yastat striyo krita hatesha vimukta kesha. It was he only who loosened the hair of all the wives of the miscreants who dared open the cluster of your queen's hair, which had been nicely dressed and sanctified for the great Rajasuya sacrificial ceremony. At that time she fell down at the feet of Lord Krishna with tears in her eyes. The Draupadi. Yo no jugopavana etya duranta kricharat durva saso ri rachitat ayutagra bhuk yah shakana shishtam upayujayatastri lokim triptam amasta salile vinimagna sangha. During our exile, Durvasa Muni, who eats with his 10,000 disciples, intrigued with our enemies to put us in dangerous trouble. At that time he, means Lord Krishna, simply by accepting the remnants of food, saved us. By his accepting food, thus the assembly of Munis, while bathing in the river, felt sumptuously fed, and all the three worlds were also satisfied. Duryodhana, he knew that Draupadi had that magical pot given by Sangod. When she will cook, then what she will cook, she can feed innumerable people with that pot. Unlimited supply until she takes her food. So she will always be the last. When everyone is already fed, she will take last, and after that, nothing more from the pot. But before that, unlimited. Duryodhana knew this. So out of envy, and because he wanted to harm Pandavas, he requested Durvasa Rishi, you please go to forest where they are staying. After Draupadi will take her prasad, you go there. Because Duryodhana knew Durvasa Rishi easily becomes angry and he will curse by not getting food. So Durvasa Rishi went there, and after Draupadi ate, and he said, I came here with all my disciples, we want to take food in your place. So Draupadi was in great danger. Then, as a devotee will naturally do, she took absolute shelter of Krishna. Immediately Krishna came because she sincerely took shelter. Anyone who will sincerely take shelter from the heart, Krishna knows, he's in our heart. We cannot deceive him. Immediately Krishna will respond. So he came there immediately and he played the pastime, oh Draupadi, I am so hungry. And Durvasa Rishi said, now we will take bath here in the river, then we will come. So at that time we will take prasad. So they went. That time in between Krishna came. He said, I am so hungry, give me something to eat. Then Draupadi said, I have nothing because already I cleaned that pot. Then Krishna said, no, you give me something to eat, I am very hungry. I see there is some say rice, particle of rice, some say shak. Something was there because not cleaned perfectly. So he said, no, there is something, you give me, I am very hungry, you give me. Then she gave, and Krishna took that, and then he said, triptos me. Means I am satisfied. Triptos me. If someone serves Krishna, he serves all. Here it was shown. Like if you water at the root of a tree, whole tree will be nourished. Or if you give food to stomach, then whole body will be nourished. Stomach will digest and will distribute appropriately. Like that, Krishna is distributing appropriately. That is why those who are serving Krishna, they are the only one who are serving all. They are doing universal good to all. On that day, I explained, someone is taking care of his family members, not only of himself. Then we are thinking, yes, he's a very good man. But someone will not take care of only his own family, but others also in the village. So in comparison, that person is very narrow-minded. Only his own family he's serving. But he's serving others. Then a city and town and country like this. But sadhu, Kapil Bhagavan said to Devahuti, sadhu is one who is remaining for all. Because he's serving Krishna, he is serving all. He is taking care of all. And he feels relation with all. We are feeling these family members or the countrymen or like this, we think they are ours. And others, they are enemies. But Prahlad Maharaj said, this is Maya. To see like that. That is based on material perception. In reality, all we are coming from same source. We are all related. Everyone, all jivas. Eternally we are related. In relation to Krishna. So one who serves Krishna serves all. Everyone. So here Krishna showed, yes, I am full, I'm satisfied. I'm satiated. My hunger is appeased. My hunger is appeased. So, and what happened? Durvasa Rishi and his all 10,000 disciples there in the river, they suddenly felt they are also satisfied. They have no hunger. And they were burping. Air was coming out, means fully fed. So in this way, Krishna saved Draupadi. And he will save everyone who will take shelter of him. So here Arjuna is telling by his grace this happened. And all the three worlds were also satisfied. So if really we want to serve someone actually as it should be, then we have to serve Krishna under the guidance of pure devotee. Then that will be beneficial for all. Yat tejasata bhagavan yudhi shulapanir vismapitah sagirijo stram adanijam me ane pichaham amunaiva kale varena prapto mahendra bhavane mahat asanardham. It was by his influence only that in a fight I was able to astonish the personality of God, Lord Shiva, and his wife, the daughter of Mount Himalaya. That is why her name is Parvati. Parvat means mountain. That was after she, by her yogic powers, she gave up her body as Sati. Then she was reborn as a daughter of Himalaya, and Shiva again married her, Parvati. Thus, he, means Lord Shiva, became pleased with me and awarded me his own weapon. Other demigods also delivered their respective weapons to me, and in addition, I was able to reach the heavenly planets in this present body and was allowed a half elevated seat. Half elevated, not full. Tatraiva me viharato bhuja danda jugmam gandiva lakshanam arati vadhaya deva sendrah shrita yat anubhavitam ajamidha tenaham adya mushitah purushena bhumna. When I stayed for some days as a guest in the heavenly planets, all the heavenly demigods, including King Indradev, took shelter of my arms, which were marked with the Gandiva bow, to kill the demon named Nivata Kavacha. O king, descendant of Ajamida, at the present moment I am bereft of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by whose influence I was so powerful. Yes, here Sai Maharaj is saying this. The heavenly demigods are certainly more intelligent, powerful and beautiful, and yet they had to take help from Arjuna because of his Gandiva bow, which was empowered by the grace of Lord Shri Krishna. The Lord is all-powerful, and by his grace, his pure devotee can be as powerful as he, means Krishna, may desire. And there is no limit to it. And when the Lord withdraws his power from anyone, he is powerless by the will of the Lord. It happened in the case of Parashuram. Parashuram is Shakti Abesh avatar, empowered incarnation avatar. So he was fighting all Kshatriyas, killing 21 times. Very powerful. But when he met Ramachandra, that time he could not do anything in front of him, because Ramachandra took away that power. So it was shown that there is a difference between Avatar and Shakti Abesh avatar. Still, they are not ordinary and they get their power, but that was only shown, that Lila, that if Krishna wants to withdraw from any jiva, that jiva can do, there is no limit to what he can do by the grace of Krishna. But if he withdraws, then powerless. It is for all jivas like that. That is why we should not have this false ego, false pride for anything. I am so beautiful, I am so intelligent, I am so high family, I am so powerful, I know so many things. All is because of Krishna. And you can lose at any moment. If you become proud, then you lose. But one who is surrendered to Krishna, he's having contact with him, practical contact. That is why they are always humble. They cannot have any vanity, no any pride, cannot. It is impossible. because they're in contact with him. They know how everything is dependent on him. So they are not proud, but that does not mean that they are unhappy. We think in this world we are fighting for higher position. We think that will make us happy, but it is not true. Devotees having contact with Krishna, they are very humble, not proud anything, but they are always happy, and they actually have highest position. Our Parangurudev told. Devotees, they have highest position. Like one time Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he also explained that we think like a servant is something low, but it depends whose servant. Servant of Supreme Lord, that is highest position, because Supreme Lord is highest, so being his servant is highest. Supreme Lord is highest, those who are related to him, but those devotees who can, by their devotion, control even Krishna. He willingly comes under their control. What to speak of them? What is their position? Our Parangurudev told. We cannot imagine. But they are never desiring any kind of position, like Madhavendra Puri. He knew now all people, they will start to speak. I am a great devotee. Krishna stole one pot for me. So he was afraid of that celebrity, of that pride. He ran away from that. But we are fighting, killing each other for that. But he ran away. But because he does not desire any that name and fame, he's always peaceful and happy, and name and fame automatically follows him as a servant. But he never desires. So even from that Remuna village, in the middle of the night, he ran away to Puri. But when he came to Puri in the morning, already everyone in Puri already knew about Madhavendra Puri. He's a great devotee. Because like a shadow is following. One person is going, his shadow also following. Like that, fame is always serving devotee. But he never desires. His desire is only to serve Krishna. Yat bandhavah kuru balabdim anantaparam eko rathena tatareham atirya sattvam pratyahritam bahudhanam chamaya paresham tejas padam mani mayam chahritam shirobhyah. The military strength of the Kauravas was like an ocean in which there dwelt many invincible existences, and thus it was insurmountable. But because of his friendship, I, seated on the chariot, was able to cross over it, and only by his grace was I able to regain the cows and also collect by force many helmets of the kings who were bedecked with jewels that were sources of all brilliance. Here it is explained. When the Pandavas were living at the palace of Virata incognito, the Kauravas picked a quarrel with King Virata and decided to take away his large number of cows. While they were taking away the cows, Arjuna fought with them incognito and was able to regain the cows along with some booty taken by force. The jewels sat on turbans of the royal order. Arjuna remembered that all this was possible by the grace of the Lord. Yo Bhishma Karna Guru Shalya Chamushu Adabra Rajanya Varya Rata Mantala Manditasu Agre Charo Mama Vibho Rata Yutha Panam Ayur Manamsi Chadrisha Saha Oja Archat. It was he only who withdrew the duration of life from everyone, and who in the battlefield withdrew the speculative power and strength of enthusiasm from the great military phalanx made by the Kauravas, headed by Bhishma, Karna, Drona, Shala, etc. Their arrangement was expert and more than adequate, but he, Lord Shri Krishna, while going forward, did all this. Krishna told in Gita, I already killed them. Oh, it is by time, their time came. They're already killed. Means it is inevitable. But I want you, Arjuna, to be instrument in this for my service. But no one can independently do. Everything happens by the will of Krishna. So he can take. Also, you will find in the case of Dhruva Maharaj, he was very hurt when stepmother Suruchi harshly behaved with him and also made him like unworthy. You are unfortunate. You have no worth. Your mother is unfortunate woman. So very painful words. So he was hurt. And then, Mother Suniti advised him, you should worship Supreme Lord. He can fulfill all your desires. Everyone got their position by His grace only. So you can also get, you don't worry, you worship Supreme Lord. But one thing is there, don't have hostile mentality to your stepmother, thinking that she's the cause of your suffering, or your father. No. They are only instrumental. You are reaping the fruits of your own actions. You must have done such sort of behavior to someone in your previous lives. Now you are getting that suffering back. What someone gives suffering to others, that same suffering he will have to get through this or that instrument. They are not the cause. They will also get their results, but that is not my justification that they did wrong, so they are the cause of my suffering. No. They did wrong, that is okay, but they are not the cause of my suffering. I'm getting the result of my own actions past. Krishna is giving, and they will also get. So our Gurudev told, Dhruva accepted this point. Without accepting this point in one's life practically, one cannot satisfy Krishna, cannot get him, because not accepting Krishna. He is the giver of fruits. No one can independently do anything. So Dhruva did not go to his father or stepmother, you misbehaved with me. You should change yourself. You should be favorable to me, you should have affection to me. Why you are misbehaving? He did not say like that. He gave up all hostile mentality and took absolute shelter of Krishna calling him. And this effect automatically happened. Without Dhruva demanding this, his father began to cry. What I did? Because of my misbehavior, now he is in the forest, most surely he's dead now by some lions and like this. He was regretting. And his stepmother also was regretting and crying all, but he did not demand, why you are misbehaving with me? You behave properly with me. No. Automatically it happened because Dhruva was serving Supreme Lord. Even then, when he came back, stepmother, she blessed him affectionately and said, for one who satisfies Supreme Lord, he is dear to everyone. And he's getting respect from everyone. So we should not demand, but we should serve Krishna for his satisfaction, then automatically everything will be there. But what I wanted to say is, when Dhruva was in forest, then father was very much worried. Surely he died. Then Nara told him, no, he's all right. I know. He's worshipping Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord is protecting him. You cannot protect him. Even if he stays on your lap, Dhruva on your lap, you cannot protect him from his death. If death is at that moment, according to his past activities, you cannot protect him, even he is sitting on your lap. And now in forest, in the midst of all ferocious animals and without food, he's all right. I am telling, you give up your lamentation, he will come back to you and make you famous. I know. In forest, when Dhruva met lion, he embraced him and he asked, are you my Supreme Lord Hari? Then lion, it is his nature to kill a human being when he's hungry. But here, lion did not kill Dhruva, although it is in his nature. Why? Because of this point. Krishna can withdraw that power or that desire. In this case, they had no desire to eat Dhruva. He can withdraw that nature. So like that, in this world, we always try to change the environment to fit or to suit my anarthas, my desires. That is why we are always disturbed. But Prahlad Maharaj, he adjusted with the environment in such a way so that Krishna was satisfied, because he has only one desire, to serve Krishna. So he's always peaceful, calm and serene. Like that, it automatically happened. Dhruva was protected from bad nature or harmful nature. He was protected. And those who were misbehaving with him, automatically they changed. How did that happen? Because Dhruva accepted Supreme Lord. He did not blame anyone, and he was really from the heart, without having issue with anyone. He, with concentration, with clear heart, he called Krishna. Really, he called him. So he was protected. That is the only solution. There are no other solutions. We cannot escape our karma. Even you will find in astrology, in Jyotish, in your chart, you can see how much you have criticism and how much praise in this life, according to your past karma. You may have much, you will receive much criticism or much praise. So it is according to your karma. So we should not try to avoid like this and change. No, we have to give up these desires. That is why Mahaprabhu told Amanina. You should not desire, should not demand respect or any kind of behavior. You should be respectful to all, loving to all, seeing relation with Krishna. That is the solution to the problem, but it is very difficult. Very difficult because false ego does not allow this. But it is also not impossible. We have to sincerely practice again and again, chanting and other services of Guru Vaishnava. Then that false ego will gradually have to retire, be removed. Bit by bit is removed. Then we can gradually come to that point. Then we can actually be peaceful. Not by trying to solve outside. No, we have to clear ourselves. Then wherever you are, like Prahlad Maharaj, there is no problem for you. But if you are impure, wherever you are, you will have problem. Wherever. Even if you go to Vrindavan, a holy dham, like, you will have problem there. Because problem is in you, your anarthas. So Krishna can withdraw power. He withdraw from lion. He withdraw power from tiger, from python. No one could do anything to Dhruva. So the only solution is unconditional submission to Krishna, means having no other desires except his service. That will solve all problems and bestow you what you really want. And it will also be beneficial to all others. This is not selfish, because when one serves Krishna, he is in a proper way serving all for their eternal benefit. Yat doshu ma pranihitam guru bhishma karna naptri trigarta shalya saindava bahli kadyai astranya amogha mahimani nirupitani no pas prishur nrihari dasam iva surani. Great generals like Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Bhurishrava, Susharma, Shalya, Jayadratha, and Bahlika all directed their invincible weapons against me. But by his, Lord Krishna's grace, they could not even touch a hair on my head. Similarly, Prahlad Maharaj, the supreme devotee of Lord Nrisinghadev, was unaffected by the weapons the demons used against him. When Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad, your teachers, they said they did not teach you this Vishnu Bhakti, so from where you got? Then Prahlad said, yes, they cannot give me devotion. Those who are attached to this mundane world, they cannot have devotion. Also, I did not get from them or from other conditioned souls or from myself. I got it by the grace of Narad. Then Hiranyakashipu became angry. Oh, you are not only the servant of God. Now you are the servant of God. you are like a dog. He became so angry, then he took Prahlad and with great force he threw him on the ground. Any child would die by that, but Prahlad did not die. Krishna protecting. Then Hiranyakashipu ordered his men, you kill him. Then at first they were hesitating, he's your son. Then he said, no, he's not my son, he's my enemy. If some disease is happening in some part of our body, then we have to cut that in order to save the rest of the body. So although he's my biological son, but he took the side of my enemy, Vishnu, so he must be killed. You have to kill him for the benefit of the rest of demon dynasty, all this. So then they, being encouraged by Hiranyakashipu, they tried to kill by swords, but those swords could not kill Prahlad. Our Gurudev explained, because Krishna is deciding every physical law in this world, that sword will cut. He made this law, it is not by itself. He made this. He can also change if he wants. So that sword could not cut. And spears and all weapons they used, they had no effect. Why? Krishna can change. Krishna is behind everything. So if he wants to protect someone, no one can do anything. And if Krishna wants to punish someone, no one can protect him. And Krishna's punishment means it is out of love, out of compassion, for the benefit of that person. Always, not out of malice. So here, Arjuna is also remembering. No one could do anything to him. By the weapons. And Durvasa Rishi, he made one, that goddess, that was his personified anger, that goddess he created. That could not do anything to Ambarish Maharaj, because Ambarish Maharaj was protected. So like that we have to learn this absolute submission from someone who is absolutely surrendered. Then that will solve all our difficulties, problems, everything, and can bestow us actual good and permanent. This we have to achieve as soon as possible. Now we have chance in this human birth. We should not waste, and immediately we should try for that, because you don't know when your time is coming. It may be any moment. So Gurudev said, what you will take with you? Nothing you can take. No any material acquisition which you will get, you can not take anything with you. So why you are so eager to acquire so much these things? You should be eager to acquire devotion to Krishna. This is the only thing which will go with you, and this is the only thing which can actually satisfy you. Nothing else. So tomorrow we'll hear further.